asked for his star rates as another thing, and he told us he is not doing cartoons. And we're like, who do you think you are, Mr. Reese?
Sorry, that voice acting isn't acting enough for you.
I think we showed him.
Yeah, how long did that show go? Yeah, we're still doing
I'm gonna assume that everybody's here.
No.
No? Okay, you want me to wait?
See?
Oh, dadgummit. I know. That's what you get when you assume, guys.
Now you can assume.
Make a butt out of you and me.
You're willing to say assume, but you won't say.
Yeah. Well, okay. So it's been ingrained into me. Yours sounds a family show. But, I mean, we've all watched Archer, I assume. Are there any youngins?
Any babies we should watch out for?
Do we need to watch our language? Can I say ass?
They can see us.
Can I say ass? Is ass okay?
Welcome to the Ask.
Does everyone here like ass?
Phrasing.
Welcome to the Ask panel, everyone.
It's the end of the day, guys.
Hey, everybody's tired. Everybody's ready to laugh. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Hi, I'm Shawn. I'm gonna be the moderator. I watched all of Archer the past week and a half, up to episode 2 of season 10.
Let that sink in for a bit. She had never watched the show
No,
before.
that's not true. I've seen it, but not all in chunks.
But in a week and a half,
Yeah.
she binged the entire series.
Yeah.
Hours and hours of, that's insane.
I kind of did it, was like, oh, let me really prepare, let me watch it. And then I didn't really think about like, oh, that's a lot of TV to watch.
I would not have done that.
It's the 10th season. And I also read interviews and listened to podcasts. So I really want to prepare.
I don't know, Kevin, I'm scared.
This is actually an introduction.
For me,
Kevin, I'm
for
scared.
me. Well, I was, so
You probably
then,
know more about us than we do.
May I don't know. My point is, they've done this panel a lot, and I wanted to kind of do research and kind of maybe dig in and kind of talk about Archer and their roles in Archer in ways that maybe haven't been discussed. That I don't think that that's actually going to happen. We're probably.
I'm just gonna make a lot of dumb jokes, but the James Lipton approach is awesome, and I commend you for it. It's really great.
Thanks.
I'll be Dave Shackdown.
Yeah,
It'll be my design.
go for it.
I found this in my garage. I have 2 Archer mouse pads.
Whoa!
So we're gonna use these as giveaways to best questions, maybe.
Sweet. So prep your
Start
questions.
thinking about what you want to ask.
You can't award them to yourself.
All right. So I would like for you guys to introduce yourselves and kind of talk about what you do and your roles in Archer, because they have changed. I read the credits; they've changed.
I am Kevin Mellon. I started out as a comic book artist and done a few comics series and graphic novels, and then in 2011 found this guy on Twitter. Big fan of Frisky Dingo, the show that the company made before Archer, and then discovered Archer, watched that. And then he put out a call for hiring people, and I was like, oh, I wish I could do that. And he's like, let's see if we can make that happen. 7 years and 8 seasons later.
Kevin quoted me the highest rate I had ever been quoted. I was like, cool, look at that.
Yeah. So at the time, like, it's one of those things I was like, oh man, I got this opportunity to like apply for this, like what are going rates for storyboard artists? And so I asked my friends in LA who storyboarded, and they quoted me what their rates were. Didn't realize that those rates are
I still
high.
look at the rates.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, I'm glad, it's one of those things where I'm glad I took the lower rate. Yeah, and then so I storyboarded on the show full-time from season 4 through most of 9. And then this last season 9 and then season 10, I kind of transitioned over into a kind of more supervisory storyboard director position. And then now I'm transitioning into more of an art director position with some of the stuff we've got coming up. So.
Kevin Mellon, everybody. My name is Neal Holman. I'm art director and producer on the show. I got my start. I answered a flyer in college that said, "Do you want to work on television?" And I show up to this meeting. I was like, "Cool." And being in college and irresponsible, I missed that meeting. I was doing something not responsible.
Cake stands.
I don't think it was anything cool. I think I just forgot, being like an 18-year-old idiot. And then, so then I called the guy, the number listed. I was like, I made up some excuse about my family was sick or something.
His grandma's died so many times.
I loved a lot. And he told me I could either, they had two shows. One was a news show and one was this comedy show. I was like, cool, comedy show. I don't think the news is for me. And news, it turns out, was like a broadcast journalism, like run through the school. And the sketch comedy show was this guy, his show that he had in Atlanta, that I thought it was like run by the faculty or something. No, he was just another like 17, 18-year-old idiot. But he was an idiot who like filmed his own show and got it on public access in Atlanta. And that became the Silly Spider Monkey Fiasco. And one of their
title?
The Silly Spider Monkey Fiasco. It rolls off.
Did you find that in your research?
No.
I thought you wanted the James Lipton approach. I'm giving you.
Hey, I did not. I did not go deep enough. Come on.
Anyway.
I'll do it for you, phrasing.
Thank you.
One of those cast members on that silly sketch comedy show was Ed Mundy, and Ed, being the proactive guy that he was, joined a Space Ghost Coast to Coast listserv. This is in this was probably 2000. And Ed got an internship through that listserv with a show that was supposed to come on the air called C-Lab 2021, before it ever aired. And that was Ed was the first person that I knew that, like, you got a job in television? Making television? That's amazing! And when Ed graduated, they hired him, and then they needed another intern, and thankfully, he suggested me. So I started as an intern for Matt Thompson and Adam Reed in 2002, and I've been working with them ever since. I sort of learned how to make television through them. I've learned how not to make television through them. We went from C-Lab 2021 to Frisky Dingo, and from Frisky Dingo to a short-lived spinoff called The Xtacles. And right as The Xtacles died, Adam sold a pitch to FX for a show called Duchess at the time. And we made the whole pilot thinking the show was going to be called Duchess. Like, yeah, cool. And FX is one of those, like, you can't call the show Duchess. It's not a British show, so I don't know what you're thinking. This is not it's a show about spies, not Duchess. Thankfully, we changed the name to Archer, and the rest is history. Now, these days, I've shifted more into a consulting producer type role. That means mostly I go, thumbs up, good job, guys, on either a design or an edit. I'm also the voice of Brett, the guy who gets shot on screen. So you've heard me shout a lot. I got that role mostly because I think I can scream louder than anybody.
You want to bet?
That's maintained. You've kept that.
I also think it's Adam's way of like, he can beat me up through scripts and shoot me and kill me as many times as he wants.
This kid just won't go away.
I got killed last Wednesday, spoiler, on the show, again. That's who I am.
I remember when I got the job, I didn't know his last name was Bunsen. I was like, why is Bunsen? Yeah, Brett Bunsen.
Brett Bunsen. Adam Reed has some of the best names. Like, his names for his characters are all so specific and like perfect, like Cyril Figgis. Just sounds like a Cyril Figgis. You know, Alana Kane sounds heroic.
Even the confusion of Cheryl Carroll is funny.
Yeah. Oh.
And we can't forget Shirley.
Oh, Shirley. Those were good years.
So Kevin, what does a storyboard artist do?
The simple version we get the script from Adam, or with season 10, there's been, for the first time in 10 seasons, there's been other writers, so we get the script. Up until season 10, Adam wrote 95% of the show, basically.
Oh, yeah.
If not more. Get the script, and immediately it kind of works in tandem with, the direction and production, but we start breaking it down. We read it for fun, laugh, Wikipedia, the things we don't understand, because Adam's much smarter than most of us, so there's always something that we have to Google.
It's smarter than most of us, but then there's other times we're like, do you really know who invented the elevator? No, man, I mean, just Google. Google Wikipedia.
Yeah. Still, my favorite joke is the Alan Turing joining the X-Men joke from season. like that's just good. Yeah, so we get the script, we read it, and then we start breaking it down. And as a storyboarder, there's generally 3 to 4 of us working on an episode. The script generally is written in parts, so there's Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and those get divided up amongst the different artists. And we get about a week to do a first pass on an episode, just rough, get our ideas down, show it to the directors, and then we get notes. And so a lot of it is spending that first week researching stuff, looking at with these later seasons, nothing exists until we do it, because we blew up ISIS in season 5, and ever since then it's been all new all the time. And in the space stuff going on right now, there's a lot of paying homage to, thank you Joker, there's a lot of paying homage to other movies and television shows. There's a bunch of Alien references, a bunch of Star Trek, a bunch of, so going through and gathering our reference on that stuff so we can make sure that we're not only carrying out, but understanding the references, understanding the bits, how much we're going to pay attention to that stuff. And then we get into what really the job is, which is telling the story. A script is not a TV show, and storyboards are the first kind of line of actually making it into a thing that moves and acts and looks like what it eventually becomes.
The storyboards are sort of the blueprint of the show, right? So you're not only figuring out what's seen in a close-up, what's seen in a wide shot, but you're trying to also figure out what elements do we need to build for the show, what do we need to paint. Lots of times when we're building an environment, if you look at the boards, we only see that wall, so we're only going to design that wall, and we're going to build this whole thing.
Yeah.
And so they're really important just in terms of a practical logistics style thing. And then there's the whole artistry of it, of let's look at the cinema of these storyboards. So they're really important. They're also, we do them really fast. Most shows really take a whole lot of time, and they are spending a lot of that time making them perfectly on model, and Peter Griffin needs to look exactly like Peter Griffin. And we don't do that. As long as we can tell who's who and where the camera is and what the story is telling, that's the most important thing. And the reason because we do that is because, one, at speed, we make our shows a lot faster than these other shows. They're doing that so that they can send these really tight boards over to Korea and sort of remove some of the margin of error there. Whereas all of our animation staff is in-house. So if something starts to go off the rails, we are working with those animators who are no, just fix it. Or if they have a question about a board, they can just chat us really quickly, and we can answer those questions. So our boards are not only really important in figuring out how we build this show, but the speed at which we do them is really, really quick.
Yeah, I'll talk to board artists who work at other companies like Nickelodeon or DreamWorks, Disney, stuff like that, and I'll tell them that we board an episode in roughly 3 weeks, and they're like, so you just get a scene, right? And I'm like, no, we do the whole episode, and most shows are boarded in 6 to 12 weeks, stuff like that, and they also work with the audio. We do not have the luxury, because of time, of working with the voice actor's audio already. They're usually recording it while we're boarding the show. So we're sitting there having to, it helps, if the people we hire have studied the show, because then you get those voices in your head and you learn those rhythms, but also because the show's been going so long, there is a language to the visuals. There's a rhythm and pace to wide shot, wide group shot and then cutting in on 2 people talking and how that works. That stuff is just as much, like I said, the language and character of the show as the actual characters.
Yeah.
There's a definite setting and pace for that stuff. And you learn that, and then you ingrain that in yourself, and it helps you with each succeeding script to know how you're going to handle something. Because a lot of times when you get stuck on a scene, sometimes you just go like, well, let's just go back to the thing that we always do. You learn that visual language, you're like, well, I'm going to use this same formula because that's what it is.
And there's other times where like a storyboard artist will pitch you like this awesome, super dynamic, forced perspective, animated
She's calling me on it.
shot. I've done it too.
I pitched so many up and down shots, like extreme, like, just shoot it right here.
But yeah, like half the time when you look at like what's going on in the script, if you do these like crazy extreme angles where people are just sort of doing banter, it kind of cuts against the banter and it sort of hurts the comedy of it. And the first rule we have is don't hurt the comedy. Don't hurt the dialogue. Adam's dialogue is moving, right? It's got a cadence to it. And if we start doing these way dramatic shots, as cool as they are, they can actually hurt the viewing, the feel of the scene.
Yeah, I remember like my first like couple months at the job, I kept getting the animatics back from the editor, and I saw like all these shots missing. And I'm like, they would get mad, like, where'd this go? And then I had a conversation with him. He's like, it's all about the joke, bro. And like he's like the shot.
Very brilliant work.
Yeah, he's like the shot. All about the joke, bro. It's the shot. If it doesn't make it funnier, then why is it there? If it doesn't tell the story, if you can cut it, then why was it there in the first place? So
the thing with being a storyboard artist that's hard for a lot of people to grasp onto is you can't be precious about your scenes. Yes, you may have done this elaborate fight scene. I was about to say effing. We got kids. We're good. This elaborate fight scene that was expletive great, but then in the edit, it gets trimmed down to like a few shots, and you're like, what? That's 180 panels that are gone. Like, what? My art. But it's not about that. You can't be precious. And the other thing is that they're just ideas, and you can have 1,000 ideas.
Yeah.
You can't be precious with things.
Well, the thing is, like, I can do a bunch of live action boards as well, and it's very functionary in the sense that it's much cheaper to have me draw it out and us not use it than it is to put it into production and find out we've wasted 150 people's worth of money and time.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, so, and that's, that's the function of it. Like I said, it provides a blueprint, but also as kind of is this going to work? How do we do this? And then it puts everything else into motion.
And that's what a storyboarder does.
I had like a million follow-up questions that you answered them all. In the most recent season, you're credited as environment
Oh, yeah, I did.
designer.
Cool. I didn't know I had that credit.
Yeah. So, what can you tell me about that? Because I know in the most recent season, like everything's new, everything's different. I really feel like production value and just really taking it into some really new and different spaces.
Environment design is it's a cool area. When I actually get to do an environment design, it's nice because it's sort of, hey, Neal, will you draw this? I'm like, yeah, that's all I have to do is just draw this one thing. Yeah, let's do that. Because normally I'm like spinning plates all over the studio. With environment design, first you look at the script and see what the scene needs, what the blocking is. I generally start from a top-down view, just putting little dots that represent the characters and trying to track on like how they would interact with the environment. And then you sort of start mapping out the environment from just a top-down view of like if it's an office, for example, like let's say it's in Mallory's office, she has a new office, so you draw a little square, and then she probably needs a desk, so you draw that square in, a chair, and then what does she need? A credenza? Where's the door? You sort of map out this room just in a really simplified form. And then what I will do is take this map, talk to whoever the art director is in that episode, see if that's going to work for what they have in their head. We'll spitball, we'll make some changes. And then I'll take this really simple map and I'll start to re-transform it into space so that now I've got some perspective on my map. And then I'll start elevating all the structures within there. And slowly you can build a 3D representation of your new office that you've just done from a simple top down. While you're doing all that, you're also Googling of like, what kind of desk does she need? what kind of